Crypto, stocks, whatever market you're talking about needs to have corrections to go higher. I'm going to give you some tips in this video that will help you get through the challenging corrections that are showing up in these markets. Let's dive into it. Okay, so first off, let's break down something that's important. You need to understand that market corrections are needed to go higher. Nothing should go up forever and nothing should go down forever. There's this concept that we talk about having a balanced market versus an imbalanced market, right? In smart money, we trade those imbalances. Okay, but I have a question for you. During market corrections, do you have a plan, right? Are you going to average in? Are you going to do nothing? Are you going to be conservative? Are you going to be aggressive? Okay, if you have positions that are underwater or in drawdown, you got to make a decision. Do I average in? Okay, with money that I'm willing to lose? Or do I just do nothing and wait and give it time? Okay, when you look at the market, and we're going to look at Bitcoin in just a moment, when you look at the time, every correction eventually leads to higher prices, okay? Now, what I would suggest you do is get really clear on a watch list, okay? You could even add to this and say, what categories, do I not have exposure to in my portfolio? Because today we're living in a world where everything follows Bitcoin. Well, down the road, eventually, this market will become mature, and it won't always be that way. But for right now, everything is going to follow BTC. But what categories do I need exposure to? Okay, you can go to CoinGecko.com. You can go to categories, and you can see, hey, do I have, some of the top proof of work? Do I have some of the, AI? Do I have some DeFi? Okay, and in other videos, I would go more in depth on categories. And then I would create a watch list. Okay, what are the top projects in that category? And I don't know about you, but I like buying things at discounted prices. And where we're at today in the market, when you're watching this video, there are so many discounted prices, but you can't chase them all. Yeah, you gotta have a budget of what you're gonna buy. Okay. Also, getting clear on the entries for that specific crypto. So, for example, let's say I'm looking to buy GRT. I'm going to say to myself, okay, I'm going to risk this X amount of money. And I am going to only DCA this zone. So let's say I'm going to DCA. DCA amount is going to be $1,000. And I'm willing to DCA, let's say 400, or let's say 300 at 5 cents. 400, let's say 400 at 4 cents. And I'll put another 300 at 3 cents if it hits that level, okay? Getting clear of, number one, what I'm willing to lose on that asset. I'm willing to lose $1,000. And if all my positions get filled, here's what's important. This $1,000 is a small percentage of my overall portfolio, okay? So that would be my exact plan, actually, for GRT. I'm using a little bit more money than that, but you get the point, okay? But you got to know the capital that you're willing to lose. Now, something that's also important is not rushing. If the market's going to correct, and if, let's say, we are in a bear market, you got time. You don't need to rush. You need to get some cash flow, get your capital up, and we need to wait for certain signs. So let's say the market is going down. If a market is trading down, it's creating lower lows. See how the lows are going lower? And lower highs. Okay, you can go to MikeSotero.com. And I'm just going to plug this in here real quick. I don't even talk about this ever in any videos, but I have a course. It's called Prepare for Market Euphoria. You could also go to happybullrun.com and I'll send you the course for free where I talk about market structure. So if you don't understand this terminology, go take that course. Anyways, back to the video. Lower highs, lower lows. Okay? Something that we talk about in that course is a break of structure where the market now creates a new high, comes back down, slows down, and then goes higher. We are looking for that break of structure. As we currently look at Bitcoin on higher time frames, right now we have not seen, let's go up here, that break of structure, right? Market is actually created a new low from this point right here, September. But for myself, I don't think we go into a bear market unless we break this previous low off the weekly time frame. So yes, you had equal lows here, created a new low compared to this point, but overall it's still trading higher. Now, when we look at some of the pullbacks of Bitcoin, right? Market corrections are part of the game. 87% pullback on Bitcoin from 2013 2015, right? Bitcoin went from 1,000 to 100. Imagine your bank account going from 1,000 to 100. How would you feel? Okay, once again, 2017, Bitcoin dropped 84%, recovered, dropped 70%. Fast forward to more relevant times, Bitcoin dropped 55% in 2021. Then it fully recovered, then it dropped 77%, which this to me kind of feels like something similar, but without the equal lows of where we're at. Bitcoin dropped 77%, right? The bear market that made everybody have PTSD was right here. 77% drop, and it took about over a year. Then we've had some corrections, right? 20% correction gets bought up. 33% correction last year gets bought up. Recently, this year, 32% correction, and basically the past couple of months, a 35% correction. So these corrections are giving you opportunities to buy. Now, when we look at the Bitcoin here today off of the daily time frame, okay, this has been a level that we've been watching. We take a fib from low to high. We traded right back into this 88.6. I've been telling all my students, wait to see how the market holds. Does the market rebalance, slow down, and go higher here? Which is what I'm leaning towards based off of this sentiment. The sentiment right now, and this is why market corrections are an advantage for you, is anytime there's fear, I'm allocated. I don't care the prices. If I see value in a project, a stock, a crypto, and I see that there's extreme fear, we could always say it's going to go lower, and maybe it does. But if you're playing the long-term game and you're buying in this extreme sentiment of fear like we see today, sure, maybe Bitcoin goes to 60, 70,000. But long-term, is it really going to matter? Let me know down below if you got any value from this video and comment one thing that you took away. I'll see you in the next video.